A reminder, use risk capital you can afford to lose if you're playing this game. It's a risky business. Use our disclosures and use a little common sense when you are playing this game. Risky business. All right, we're doing this as a quick follow-up to the last video where I talked about the possibility that if we're nearing the end of the hour, and realistically, if the shorts cannot make a new low by the end of this hour, probably going to start whack-a-mole. And put, excuse me, I had put that in our text because I really believe that today is much more neutral than traders thought. This is our 3-minute chart. Here's our 4. Pretty sloppy. Here's our 5, which I think very good. Again, underneath it, okay. But then we start to get the push backwards. And that's because these lines, especially the blue line, is so much higher than the pink line. So that's what gave me caution today, and why I suggested to you to be a little bit conservative about your expectation down here. And I've got 76.5 as our half gap target. Now you can see just in the blink of an eye how fast the market can turn around. So if you heeded my advice and understood what I was suggesting, that's how fast these markets can basically give you your VIG for the day if you're on the right side of a trade at the right time. Paid for sure by 76.5. That's the half gap target. It was this arrow right here that I had put on earlier, said that this is our potential. 3 ticks missing from that half gap. And first things first, you got to get the half gap before you get the gap. So range type trading, pretty neutral. $64, $63.75. Our angel has held, punched right through these 72s, punched right through. And this is the idea of whack-a-mole, knockout stops. Catch all the shorts who are thinking, okay, we're going this way. It looks terrible, looks terrible. Then in the flick of a wrist, score. And back to this chart that we had looked at, where we had said, for now, resistance, but certainly a target for the longs to try to take out. And then if we get back to this 78.5, that's the middle of the 2-day swing. 2-way day. So now we can draw this line and say up here, right? Because it's haven't taken out this low, but we've migrated up a little bit higher. So still using this 78 idea as a very important idea today in our thinking. And we can see that going to be very important in controlling the bounce. All this is done in overnight. Shows the power of the generals and the direction they really want to take it today because they've defended the low. Third time through trade. Remember earlier I said this will become a third time through trade later. Anybody that gets to the 78s, 78 and a half, lock it. And this is why, for those of you who asked earlier why I thought 68 was our pivot, you can see why. Because we started to bleed right back into yesterday's range. And this gives us the opportunity to play short and long and understand that it's a two-way day, not just one. Very helpful chart. Before we're done, if you've got a trailer, strictly a trailer after 78 and a half. And now I'm going to look to say this 68 is support until broken. Paid for sure, 78. $78 and a half. So this is a very important chart, and I like to see things come together so quickly to help solidify these ideas in your head. Half gap. Traders, congrats, put in your pocket. And we're starting to run into our blue line here. So make sure you are paid. And this is really coming back and testing that break. Remember yesterday, 78 supportive. So this is a retest of that breakdown. Learn to put these ideas into perspective as to what they are. And this distance between this pink line and the blue line was the problem for the shorts today. And why I said, like, I'm thinking range trade and neutral, not just plunge. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I said, right? But it started with this belief that this box was going to hold. Now, obviously, we're in this box, right? So this has become our fighting box. And our resistance box is the one above it. Scene of the crime idea. Paid for sure at the 78 and a half. It's just common sense type stuff, and we're going to guess wrong and wrong a lot. But we're going to be right a number of times, and when we are, we're going to make a lot more than what we lose when we're wrong. Right now, got some trap shorts. I said longs pay up, then we're going to probably snap back and catch some shorts. That's what we've had happen right now. Gap closes at 82s. I believe we'll probably close the gap before the day's done. Might take a little bit of jockeying back and forth, but I think we'll take out that high. Would not be surprised to see us hit the 83, 84 even. First things first, paid for sure. This is why I said don't go crazy thinking short, short, short. I've got 79 and a quarter as the demon. And don't give back 5 points to make 2 more. I hope that helps.